I'm Alan Cumming, and this is Masterpiece Mystery.
D.R. Lewis.
Inspector Lewis returns for more murder in Oxford.
These people have moved from vandalism to arson to murder.
Starring Kevin Whately and Lawrence Fox.
You're taking a break from your retirement. Who's actually in charge here?
No need to get your knickers in a twist. I'm only trying to help.
Inspector Lewis, beginning tonight on Masterpiece Mystery. Tonight, the great partnership returns. Lewis and Hathaway go together like Oxford and murder. Hathaway has been promoted to inspector. Lewis has been coaxed out of retirement. And now there's a new member on the team, Detective Sergeant Lizzie Maddox. What happens when the partnership becomes a trio? How well will they work together in the elegant city of cool reason, cultured humanity, and homicide? Inspector Lewis.
I'd love to tell you that it gets better. It doesn't. 30 years in, and I still...
You started already?
What?
You will always feel afraid. You should always feel afraid.
Well, they haven't heard it before. My point is that surgery is violent, and the day that stops frightening you is the day you should give up the job.
Rizwan? I'm coming, sweetie. It's all right. I got you. It's all right, darling. There we are. Okay. Yes. There. Oh, my sweet. I've got you, darling.
Am I courageous because I'm willing to open her skull, or am I reckless? It all depends on the outcome. So, here endeth the lesson. Knife, please.
Lady.
Oi! Hippies! Get a job! Students, leave me alone.
I hate my job.
You don't. You hate your boss. Come on.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris, can you please pick up?
Yeah, still in the queue extra. I'll get there as soon as I can.
You'll hurry up, please.
Sorry, Les, mate. I'd wait to cancel.
What?
Sorry. Just for now. We'll be back.
Oh, Chris, where the hell are you?
Sergeant Maddox,
Oh, you're a star.
shall I liaise with the fire service?
He wants to do it himself.
Of course he does. You know his last sergeant only lasted a fortnight?
Yeah, I think I might be going the same way myself. Won't even let me handle a break-in at a swimming pool on my own.
Good luck.
We're also after your stories on the same topics. So if you have anything to say about playing with a sailing station...
Well, have a go at the canoe today, get it ready for Jack's half term.
Good at swimming, is he?
It's going to float. It is.
Well, good luck to her and all who sail in her.
Some of us got jobs to go to. I'll see you tonight.
Try and enjoy your work. Right then.
My husband came up here last summer for a stag do. Never shot a gun in his life, right? And then comes over with this pheasant. I can't even eat a fish with its head on. And he gets it out, and I'm like, I can't pluck that as if I'm going to do
It's
it.
a private shooting range, I got it.
So they do game shooting and rough shooting, clay pigeon, although it did used to be a farm until it was sold in March 2009 to Alistair Stoke and Thomas Marston.
I've reported graffiti, slashed tyres, vandalised fences, but my lodge has to be burnt to the ground before you take it seriously. I'm sorry, I know you're stressed. I'm Tom Marston.
Yeah, Hathaway, Oxford Police. So you think this fire is part of a wider pattern?
Put claibornefarm.org in there, see what comes up.
Hang on a second, it's just redirecting to hunted.org.uk. Oh.
That's my business partner, Alistair Stoke. I get stuff like that in the mail every day.
You no idea who's behind this?
That's the Animal Rights Brigade, isn't it? They don't appreciate us selling shoots as entertainment.
No, but anyone specific?
Well, the university lot are particularly vocal, but it's Oxford, isn't it? No shortage of people who like an ill-informed rant.
No.
Look, I've told you before, keep it under control or put it on a lead.
Is that your attempt to say thank you? It needs some work. The whole wood could have come down if she hadn't woken me.
This is Mrs. Fernsby. She rents a cottage from us.
Oh, really? We rent it, do we? Come on.
We're going to need you to give us a statement.
Should have evicted her when we bought the place.
Mrs. Fernsby, you know, here.
These threatening images, did you hang on to them at all?
No. Alistair may have done. He finds them funny for some reason. Easy to find these things funny when this is only a sideline.
What regiment?
A medical corps. That's Tom there at the back, see? I was attached to his unit. There we are. It was, what, a month for the last 6 months. I hardly look at them now.
Mr. Marston thinks whoever's sending these also burned down the lodge.
Tom gets very excited. It's a commercial hunting ground. Have to budget for a bit of opposition.
Been short then?
We'll be fine. It's a fine line, isn't it?
What?
Someone takes a drill to a stranger's head, you arrest them. I do it. I get paid. Simon.
Says I'm on annual leave. To be clear, I'm not on leave.
That sounds frustrating.
Mr. Stoke, I can't work like this.
No. Don't suppose you can.
Hello. Oh, hello, Mum.
Second cow on the left.
Talk about the animals, sir.
I'm all right, thanks. Jessica Tellison.
I'm filming you. This is an attempt to disrupt a peaceful protest.
No, it's not. Tell me about Claiborne Farm.
We haven't done anything illegal, we just monitor their shoots.
Were you aware there was an arson attack there last night?
No. Come on, what is this? Or pick an activist, any activist.
We're interested in a website called hunted.org.uk. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
Do you know who runs it?
It could be anyone. Hasn't he got something better to do? Seriously. A non-violent protest and a fire at a hunting lodge. That's his priority.
I didn't say the fire was at the hunting lodge.
1-year contract, flexible hours. You can't dismiss that out of hand.
Yes, I can. That's the whole point of retirement. Besides, I'd be treading on people's toes.
Well, if by people you mean James, then he's the one asking for this. We're desperate for experienced manpower.
Really?
He's already driven himself into the ground, and as of an hour ago, he's got his first murder.
I don't know.
Listen, what are your plans for this afternoon?
After this, I'm going to the hardware store. I need some waterproof glue.
Exciting. Alternatively, you could figure out why a neurosurgeon has a bullet in his head.
Oh, sir? They're not going to let us near him. Dodgy heart, apparently. He collapsed on the front of the operator.
Well, has anyone spoken to him at all?
Yeah, he told the uniform that he heard the shot, but that's it. That's all we've got.
And we've taken his guns off him, have we?
Yeah, they're on the way to ballistics now, and I've also got the key to his gun cabinet in town.
Good. Full search of the entire area, please.
It's over 400 acres. But, yeah, OK.
Oh, sir, CS Innocent's trying to get hold of you.
Here he is. What happened to you on Friday?
I tried to make last orders, but work got in the way.
Oh, he'll do that if you let it. He's looking forward to a catch-up.
How is he?
Man of leisure, seems to be in his element. Have a look, then. D.I. Hathaway. Congratulations. You'll be back. Once a copper, always a copper.
Yes, well.
Right. From the hypostasis, I'd say it's not been dead much more than 2 hours. Bullets entered the side of the skull here, but it's not exited. So it was travelling at a low velocity by the time it hit. Sniper at long range, possibly?
Any chance of the post-mortem results this afternoon? I need the bullet intact. If possible.
I give all my DIs 3 strikes. Try not to use them all up in your first investigation.
Message received.
Sir? Uniform, we've spoken to the old lady from that cottage. She says she was watching TV all morning.
How close were you before you could see me?
When? Just then?
Yeah.
A few metres?
Can't be a long-distance shot then. No line of sight.
It was my husband's farm. I tried to keep it going on my own, but things were difficult. Then my daughter came home from work saying Alistair was looking for some land.
You were out hunting this morning.
Oh, I get it. The old lady must have had an accident. Well, not this old lady. If I shoot someone, I guarantee it'll be on purpose.
Okay.
Alistair's dead. They reckon it was a shooting accident.
Well, that's just one theory.
God.
It's Chris, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Fernsby. Sorry, I've been on nights.
You work at the hospital, is that right?
Yeah. It's nothing regular. Mum just gets me a few shifts.
And what time did you get in this morning?
9ish.
What was Alistair's relationship like with Tom?
I wasn't very enamoured of him this morning.
I thought you said you didn't see anything.
I only saw them for a second, out of the living room window.
Would you mind showing me?
Alistair kept jabbing his finger at him, and then Tom stormed off.
What time was this?
Around 10. I was just putting my gun away before my programme started.
We'll need any firearms for testing, actually.
Is this really necessary?
Good morning, Detective Inspector. So, what have we got?
I thought you had lots of plans for your retirement.
I did. I do.
You're not enjoying it?
Oh, of course I am. Just taking a bit of a break.
You're taking a break from your retirement?
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, look, I remember the transition from sergeant to inspector. It's not easy. I'm glad you asked for me help.
Wasn't aware I had.
Oh. Gene Innocent made out...
No, I've been asking for more manpower. We all have.
But not asking for me.
Well, you're retired.
Right.
Okay, well, it's
your investigation, so I'll just help out where I can, eh?
You'll be all right with that, are you?
Yeah, don't worry. We should go for a pint later. You can bore me with tales of your travelling.
Well, I wasn't really travelling. I went for a walk.
To Spain?
Long walk? Sergeant Maddox, this is D.I. Lewis. Will you bring him up to speed, please?
Sorry?
Yeah, he's joining the investigation.
Well, just helping out with the legwork.
Right, well, the family liaison officer's been in touch and the victim's wife's asked them to leave.
Want me to have a word with her? Oh, whatever's most useful. I await your instruction.
That'd be great, thank you.
Right then, can we be home with those?
There's more inside. James, I'm going to do my
He
best.
hasn't told you, has he?
Sorry? Who?
Once a copper, eh?
D.I. Lewis.
Simon Eastwood. I'm a friend of Erica's. She's this way. I can't get her to stop. Erica. Erica.
Sorry.
No, please, don't apologise. How long were you married?
18 months.
Things okay? Alistair was receiving threats from an animal rights organisation. Did he ever talk to you about that?
I don't know, you think...
I have to consider all possibilities. So I'm afraid I do need to ask you where you were between 9:30 and 11 this morning.
Is this actually happening?
She was with me. I had the day off work, so I came over here.
I don't feel well.
Probably best to leave her a minute.
Look, someone's about to tell you this. Alistair wasn't my friend. We had a disagreement, and he's been destroying my career ever since.
What happened?
Night shift from hell. Constant referrals from A&E. Then this teenage kid, Nabil, started to deteriorate, so I phoned Alistair.
And he refused to help?
No, he agreed to come in. And I was so relieved. Until I was standing next to him in theatre and smelt alcohol on his breath.
He operated after a drink?
I tried to stop him, but he'd already decided he was going to be this kid's saviour. Then he made a mistake. He wrecked him.
Wrecked?
It's brain surgeon speak. For a quality of life utterly ruined. Unable to walk, think, or communicate. I blew the whistle, but he got some mates alive for him. Swore Alistair hadn't touched a drop all day. So in the end, it came down to his word against mine. And they believed him.
Don't be such a bloody diva. He's been brought in to assist everyone. He just happens to be with you first because you've got a dead brain surgeon on your hands. How's that going, by the way?
Well, there's something weird with ballistics. It was definitely a close-range shot, but the bullet didn't leave the skull.
We'll see what the lab says, but bullets aren't always consistent. If it's consistency you want, I refer you to Exhibit A, feared extinct, now back in its natural habitat.
A little respect for the elderly.
Not likely. What's all this? It's the summary of Alistair Stokes' negligence hearing from last month.
One of his juniors claims he left a young lad disabled after he operated under the influence.
And he was still working.
The medical council said that there was no case to answer. We've got a whole stack of angry letters from the parents, apparently.
Can we go to 4 minutes of this unredacted, please?
Yeah, already on it. I've also got something else. Look at this. For years of loyal service, Al. It was with his solicitor. The wife's the main beneficiary, but Alistair had left that to his theatre nurse, Lorraine Fernsby, along with 50 grand.
The Fernsbys are the people that sold him the farm.
There was also a message from Dr. Hobson. I didn't quite understand it, but she said that your dinner was in the canoe. I suggest you buy some flowers on the way home.
Yeah, thanks.
James?
Mom,
you delegate those college issues, the break-in at Rougemont Pool?
No, I dealt with them myself.
James. She's good. Hang on to this one, okay?
Is there a specific reaction you're expecting to see?
Oh, Riz.
Now, come on, they're here to see how we respond.
We're not accusing you, Mr. Naran, but we do need to know where you were between 9:30 and 11.
Yeah, giving Nabil his breakfast.
Or both of you.
Yes.
What happened to your son?
He'd been on this protest live animal exports. The tailgate of a lorry came down on him. They removed a blood clot from his brain, but he bled again during the night, and that's when Mr. Stoke decided to play God.
You think he'd been drinking before he operated?
Why would anybody make that up?
Did Nabil ever mention an animal rights website called hunted.org UK?
He wasn't actually into all of that. He was there to impress a girl. One of Aisha's students was the head of the society.
I think I've come across her.
Blue hair, big mouth. That's her. She's around here all the time.
She's
now.
a friend of mine, and she helps look after your son.
What else did he do this morning?
What do you mean?
Well, you said you gave Nabil his breakfast, but we need to account for the whole time up to 11.
Come with me. My son is doubly incontinent. He has no swallowing reflex and he takes food through a tube in his stomach. Every milliliter of fluid has to be recorded on a chart. If I start to get him ready by 9, I'm relieved if we're done by 11.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise.
She was just letting off steam. Don't let it get to you.
I'm not. Do you mind if I skip that pipe? Still got a bit to do.
Can I give you a piece of advice?
Yeah, if I can ignore it.
Don't push yourself so hard. Let Maddox help you. And make sure you get some sleep.
That's 3 pieces of advice.
Okay, prioritise the sleep thing.
Chapter 8 already? Thought we were supposed to be learning this Italian together.
Yeah, funny, and I thought you were going to be at home. So we both had a day of surprises. Voglio lamentarmi del servizio. Ripeto.
You wish to complain about my level of service?
£50,000. I had no idea. I used to get it in about nurse's pay, but I never expected this.
Did he ever mention...
How long did you work together?
Over 20 years. People always ask me how I put up with him for so long, but you just had to know how to handle him.
And what about this negligence hearing a few weeks ago? Were you involved?
Not in the operation, no, but I do voluntary support work for the boy's parents, so I see the impact. I gave him what for about Simon, though.
Simon Eastwood.
Now, I don't know what went on in that operation, but right or wrong, juniors have to be allowed to voice their concerns. You can't take it out on them afterwards.
Did you argue with him about that?
I argued with Alistair about everything. He called me his work wife.
But his real wife works here, doesn't she?
She did, but she quit last year. Turns out you don't need a nurse's salary if you've bagged yourself a brain surgeon. Sorry. Being unkind. He'd been widowed for a long time when he met her. I'm glad he found someone. Even if she did make him look foolish.
What, you mean the age difference?
No. I mean the fact that she was so obviously having an affair with Simon.
Laura usually does a fry-up on a Saturday, but I didn't like Glasgow this morning.
Trouble in paradise?
Nah, she's all right. Maybe a bit put out, but that's probably fair enough. All right.
Well, it all goes back to that negligence hearing, doesn't it?
I want to know about that website.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The website was started 2 weeks after Nabil's accident. It all goes back to the operation.
Parents using animal rights as a cover for revenge. Don't buy it.
No, no, anyway, look, I've booked to see Aishin around this morning. I think she's holding something back with you.
Maybe. We also need to know a lot more about that farm. Maddox reckons Tom Marston's got money from him.
Yeah, I'm onto it.
If you don't do it, you should take her with you.
He's our most important witness.
Exactly. Good experience. How do you think you learned?
I'm taken.
You think you're eating that?
Yeah, in my own time.
Bet you missed all this when you were travelling, or walking, whatever it was. What was it?
I walked to Santiago de Compostela.
Ah, the cathedral. My old neighbour went on a pilgrimage there.
Wasn't a pilgrimage.
OK, let's leave it there for today, shall we? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Create all the happiness you're able to create, remove all the misery you're able to remove.
A fellow Bentham fan?
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I shall miss teaching him when I have to give all this up. But one of us has to stay at home full-time now.
I'm sorry if I offended you or your husband yesterday.
He's not my husband. Well, technically. We were in the middle of the divorce when Nabil had his accident, and we simply can't afford to live separately.
What about compensation?
You have to find the surgeon guilty for that.
Right.
But, you didn't come here to show me sympathy, so what is it?
No, I felt yesterday that there was more that you wanted to say.
Oh, goodness. Am I that transparent? Oh, well, I just wanted to scream at Rizvan because rather than helping me, he spends all day in the garage with that bloody car.
You've been taking care of your son by yourself.
Pretty much.
And that's where he was yesterday morning, in the garage. Did you actually have eyes on him between the hours of 9:30 and 11 yesterday morning?
Did she go as far as accusing him?
No, but we need to speak to him again. She's withdrawn her alibi, and it turns out he works with computers.
Well, someone's giving our tech team the runaround.
Oh, did you get a chance to have a look at that email from Maddox?
No, not yet.
She's done some great work on Tom Marston's finances. Chaotic.
The only thing he's never missed a payment on is the life insurance premium for Alistair.
Right, I'll meet you at the farm. I'm leaving now.
Are you okay? You've done the right thing.
Mr. Marston, how are you feeling?
Angry. Angry that nobody listened to me and scared that I'm going to be next.
No, I mean your health. We've been keen to speak to you.
This is so obvious. These people have moved from vandalism to arson to murder.
We can't be certain that he's linked to the website.
No? Okay. I'm 100% certain.
Sorry. Yeah.
All this vandalism must be bad for business. When were you last able to pay yourself a salary?
You clearly know the answer to that already. Show me any small business that isn't suffering at the moment.
Well, given those pressures, I'm surprised you decided to increase the insurance for both partners.
It was Alistair's idea. I had major surgery recently. Made him think.
Sir?
Can it wait?
No.
Yes.
Who's actually in charge here?
He is.
He's wasting his time. There must be something more constructive he can do than come around here accusing me.
Nobody's accusing you.
Thomas Marston, I'm arresting you for the murder of Alistair Stoke. You don't have to say
What?
anything, but hung with offence when questioned if you failed to mention something you later relied
Okay,
on.
I'll cooperate. What evidence have you got?
The bullet that killed your business partner came from your rifle.
It can't be. It's rubbish. I had the rifle with me all the time. This is rubbish.
Nobody's disputing the concept of ballistic evidence. We're just disputing the accuracy of yours.
The ballistics aren't wrong. Your rifle was used to kill Alistair Stoke, a man you'd been seen arguing with an hour prior to
Who
his
saw us
death.
arguing? Gillian Fernsby. The woman is a fantasist.
By your own admission, the rifle was never out of your sight. The only fingerprints on it were yours. How do you explain that?
I can't explain that your evidence is wrong. Or, I don't know, someone's setting me up.
The evidence isn't wrong. So what was it about? Money? I mean, you'd rather work 7 days a week than hire a gamekeeper. You're selling all your furniture.
Hang on, being poor is not a crime.
I'm not saying that it is, but all the time, There's this life insurance policy. So, what was the plan? To create a campaign of intimidation and blame it all on that? The website? Was that you? The fire?
No, none of those things. Look, I've no family. I've never been married. Alistair's the closest thing I ever had to a friend. I didn't kill him.
Spray. He needs a spray.
Okay.
No, we've got to stop this and get him some medical attention.
This interview is terminated.
Custody nurse, please.
We're taking him back to St Chad's to check him over. I'm going with him.
I wouldn't do that.
You see what he's doing here?
You get in the ambulance with him, you hand his defence team an argument on a plate. They'll say you harassed him.
It's my responsibility. I'm going.
No, he's right. You've got your man. Your job now is to make sure it stands up in court. Go home.
See you in the morning.
What?
He's not a stupid man. If he killed for the insurance, surely he wouldn't use his own rifle. We've got the wrong man. It's not him. Anything?
No, not yet. Hospital CCTV picked him up stealing that 3 hours ago. The engine's cold. He could be
Why
anywhere.
wasn't he in handcuffs?
Because they didn't think it was appropriate and I wasn't there.
He's not going to get far off his own foot, is he? Not in that state.
It's assuming it was a state, not an act.
Somebody should get the Fernsbys out of that cottage.
Thank you.
Ah.
No, it's just precaution. We don't know what he's got hidden out there.
I promised Laura this job was mainly paperwork.
Any news?
No.
Well, I've left 2 officers at the flat just in case he goes back.
He's not going to go back to his flat. He's going to be out there where he has the advantage. 400 acres that he knows and we don't.
Is this necessary?
For your own protection?
Give me my own bloody guns back and I'll protect myself.
You know the land here. Any idea where he might be hiding?
The woods, perhaps?
Yeah, but anywhere specific. I don't know. Animal shelters or gullies?
Not around here.
They've found something.
Right. Change your plan. Stay here, please.
Dogs picked up on something. Seems to be some sort of drain. The camera's in.
Sir. James. Oh, God.
OK, we've got drag marks here. Can we clear the area, please?
Straight through him and then been dislodged when he was dragged.
Get that off the loud, please, straight away.
Sir, ballistics have come back with a match, but I don't understand it.
No, that's not right.
They reckon it's 100%.
What?
Well, ballistics are saying the bullets are a match to the one that shot Alistair Stoke and the one that shot Tom Marston fired from the same rifle.
Tom's rifle? The rifle we've had in police custody for the last 48 hours?
Oh, that's just lovely. Thank you. That's oh.
Nabil, darling, look. Jess has bought you a beautiful birthday card. Isn't it a beautiful birthday card? Oh, that's great. Look.
There's a scar from a recent cardiac procedure, and I can't get to him properly, but we've got scrapes and contusions along his back from where he was dragged.
What's that on the side of his face?
Tiny pieces of thorn.
So he's shot here and he falls into the thorns and he's dragged down in there. But why are his clothes pulled up? If you're dragging someone head first, surely they would stay down.
To get to the exit wound on his chest. It's been disturbed for some reason.
They've run the comparisons again. Both bullets are definitely a match for Tom's rifle.
No, that can't be right. Where is this rifle now?
In the evidence room at the police station. I followed procedure.
Okay.
No, seriously, sir, I did.
Look,
I logged it out for ballistics on Friday. I logged it back in again yesterday.
I'm not doubting you. We just need to see it.
It's Tom. It must be. They've been here since the crack of dawn looking for him.
Hey, is that right? Is it Tom Marston?
Were you here earlier this morning?
Hey, it's nothing to do with me, mate. Just need to know who's been on the land.
Yeah, well, Chris stayed at mine last night. I put him to bed about 1:30.
I was hammered.
Are you not going to tell us what's going on, then?
I have a vague idea myself.
He's here.
So it was ballistics screwed up and not us. Thank God for that.
I'll get onto the lab.
No, we need to go there in person.
James, you might want to read this before you go.
Thomas Marston was a witness in the Beale's negligence case.
Swore he was with Alistair all day, and neither of them touched a drop. This is evidence kept Alistair in the job.
Right, we need to find out when the Beale's parents were this morning and pressure their alibi for Friday.
So this is the bullet from your crime scene this morning, and I've just fired a bullet out of that rifle to see what the rifling marks look like. Follow me. Firing it into gelatin means we can keep it intact and have a good look at it. Pete, give us 2 secs. Now, the marks on our test bullets match the marks on your crime scene bullet. So we know that rifle shot your dead guy.
Not necessarily.
I think you'll find it does.
No, because anybody could make a signature bullet like that, just like you did. If they had access to that rifle, they could create bullets that always match to it, right?
Well, in theory.
So, in theory, would it be possible to fire that bullet a second time from a different weapon and make it look like it had been fired by that one?
I suppose so, yeah. As long as the second gun had a smooth barrel, like a shotgun, so it didn't leave any more marks. And of course, they have to be a similar size. And the bullet would behave rather differently, mind.
In what way?
Well, it'd travel a hell of a lot more slowly.
But you'd need access to a place like this, wouldn't you, to make the Marks bullet in the first place?
Doesn't have to be high-tech. They used to stand over a big tank of water and fire the bullets down into that.
Yeah, but you can hardly go down to your local pool and ask the lifeguard if you can open fire.
Maybe you could break in. When was that intruder reported at Ridgemont Pool?
If he's making allegations...
Tom Marston was murdered this morning.
That's a shame. Would you like a cup of tea before you go?
Just hang on.
What? Do you want them to pretend to be sorry?
Of course not.
He and his mate destroyed their family.
But under the circumstances, I do need to know your whereabouts between last night and early this morning.
Same as before we were here.
Actually in this house, together.
Yes.
Not in the garage.
Garage house, what's the difference?
And you?
I slept at college, and then I came here for breakfast at 9:30.
My colleague spoke to you, I think, about a website on Friday.
She can barely organise a spreadsheet.
But you worked with computers, I believe.
I've had enough! If you think I've done something, arrest me. No, I didn't think so.
It's Nabil's seizure alarm. I'll get it, shall I? Come on, just... It's all right, Nabil. It's Mummy.
It's Jess.
Jess, would you mind? Lodge it. Okay, darling. Just. That's it, sweetie. There we are. There we are. Hey. That's better. Keep your arm out. That's it. That's lovely. There we go. There we are, sweetie. Right. There we are.
All right, Alex. You where? All right, I'll meet you there. Listen, while you're on, can you do me a favour? Call around the nursing agencies, find out if any of them have sent a carer around to the Narans in the last 24 hours. Possibly with the initials TD. Yeah.
They forced the door, nothing was taken, so everyone just assumed it was skinny dipping students.
Sometimes wish I'd gone to university. How long ago was this break-in?
Wednesday before last. It was something Maddox said made me think of it.
There you go, then. You'll miss her when she's gone.
Gone where?
Yeah, she's requested a transfer. Innocent told me.
Really? Why? This is the one.
There's something in one of the tails. I really think it is.
He was framed. They must have had firearms experience. Did the Narans have weapons licenses?
No. Gillian Fernsby has a whole arsenal.
Yeah, but you'd have to be a decent swimmer.
Your elders can swim, although we usually have the sense to turn up fully equipped with a costume.
Well, this wasn't high on my to-do list today.
You do any swimming in your Spanish not a pilgrimage?
You gonna give up on this at any point?
Still expecting a postcard, that's all.
Right, Sergeant Maddox, you finish up here and go with him.
Yep.
And? Thank you for all your hard work, Sergeant.
Yeah, because you used to say, well done, whenever I completed a task.
Yeah, I think I did, in the early days.
Then you just stopped.
Well, I'm only trying to help. You don't need to get your knickers in a twist.
This is what happens if you don't keep foxes down. I can't keep foxes down without a gun.
I can let you have your air rifle back. Are you ready to confirm that it was Tom Marston up there?
It was. I was wanting a word with Juliana on, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah, go on. I'll be in a minute.
Why didn't you tell us about the culvert? When we were looking for Tom Marston, I asked you specifically if there was anything like that on the property.
That thing was so old, I've completely forgotten about it.
You didn't remember? When I asked you about places to hide on the land after the job, remember?
Sorry, I need to go. Will you find somebody else, please?
Install a motion sensor at the pool that'll set an alarm off in the porter's office if it's triggered.
Could work. If I was the killer, I'd want that bullet out before they expose the tile.
Here.
Thanks.
What on earth do you need it for?
So you initial this every time you give Nabil his medicines, is that correct?
Yes.
But between 11 o'clock last night and 9 o'clock this morning, the initials read TD. Tracy Daly, an agency nurse, says she looked after your son while you were both out of the house.
You blame Alistair Stoke for what happened during your son's operation. And Tom Marston for the fact that he wasn't struck off. Now, they're both dead. You're lying about your whereabouts. Surely you can understand.
It's not about understanding. It's about a right to privacy.
Riz.
I won't be harassed.
Tell them. Rizvan. Tell them where we were, or I will. I'll be with my son if you need me.
You take him to all these hospital appointments. And they think they're being encouraging. I was in his room last week and I came across this coursework essay. about quality of life debates. It was so mature, so well argued. It was like he was telling us what he would want.
And so this morning?
Aisha found his lawyer in the Netherlands. He agreed to meet us at Gatwick before his flight back. We drove up last night, and at 7 o'clock this morning we were sitting in front of a stranger at the airport, asking him how we could let our son die.
Well, at least it's something we can check. It only gives them an alibi for Tom's murder. Doesn't let them off the hook for Alistair.
But it's all about Alistair, isn't it? What happened in that operating theatre? They think he's escaped justice.
Oh, it can't be them.
Or maybe you just don't want it to be them.
No, I don't know. This job can be bleak sometimes.
Do you want me to do the Circus Stoke trip by myself?
No, you're all right. I'm in for a penny.
They've targeted my husband, and now his business partner. Should I be worried?
There's no reason to think so, but we do need to know where you were between the hours of 6:30 and 7 this morning.
In bed?
Anyone verify that?
You mean, was anyone in bed with me?
Is there somebody else in the house?
Stay there, please.
Ah, hello, boys. I was just having a little tidy up.
It's not what it looks like. I do most of it.
It's not my fault. I misread things. I'm an idiot.
You need to go home.
Sure you're all right?
Bit embarrassed.
There's no nice way of asking this, but are you having an affair with Simon Eastwood?
This again? No, I am not having an affair with Simon Eastwood. We were engaged, and that's all the hospital rumour mill needs. I'm thinking of starting one myself about the scrub nurse who inherited 50 grand.
What do you mean?
She's great with the families, they love her, but she was a backseat surgeon in theatre. Then she encouraged Simon when he made those stupid allegations.
I take it you don't believe them.
I don't think Simon was being malicious, he was just wrong. Alistair hadn't been drinking, but even if he had, Simon was too afraid to make the cut. He admitted it himself. What was Alistair supposed to do? Say, sorry, I've had a glass of wine and let the boy bleed out on the table?
I'm not going to finish that. I want my patio back.
Oh, it'll be seaworthy soon. I have a plan.
Really? Didn't think you told me your plans these days.
Come on, Laura. The hours will get better.
I don't have a problem with the hours, Robbie. If running around in a bulletproof vest makes you happy, go for it. Yeah, said I'd bring this back. Oh, thanks. I think we can trust her with an air rifle. Would you mind giving it to her? No, that's fine. Night. Thanks.
Sorry, they're doing repairs.
Seriously, I owe you. Don't push it. You rescued a melted hard drive for me and split the atom. Oh, what is it? Alex, really appreciate it, but I've got to go. Sir? Sir?
Yes?
It's the raw material from the hunted.org UK website.
You tried to burn it last night. My sergeant saw you.
We managed to retrieve some data, so we know what's on it. Lorraine, this is a murder inquiry.
I haven't killed anyone. I just wanted to make life difficult for them.
Okay.
And the whole point of selling the farm was so my mother could keep on living there, but Tom bullied her from the day he took over.
So you set up the website?
Mm.
How did you make the service so difficult to trace?
It's hard to explain.
Well, I wish you would. We have a whole team working on it. Was it something to do with dynamic IP assignment?
Of course it wasn't.
Mum.
If you use a proxy server abroad, IP lookups are useless anyway.
What about the arson attack at the lodge?
That wasn't Chris either. He didn't even know you were planning it, did he?
She didn't plan it. She just did it.
He only helped with the computer bit. A few hours on his laptop, that's all he did.
Why?
I've still got half the money they gave me for the farm. If Christopher got a mortgage, we could buy some of it back.
It's completely delusional.
When did you become aware of all this?
Yesterday afternoon. I borrowed Chris's laptop and the images were on it. I made him come straight home from work and take it down.
So you tried to dispose of the evidence?
This one stupid thing could destroy him. He's applying for medical school next year.
No, I'm not.
Let's not do this now.
No, let's. You always decide what to do, don't you? It was you that decided Gran was selling the farm. You won't even let me talk about running it.
We're going to need to continue this under caution.
But this has got nothing to do with what happened to Alistair and Tom. He was asleep on my settee when Tom was killed and she was at A&E. Show him, Mum. She managed to burn herself when she was setting the fire.
I let it go for a couple of days, but I couldn't stand the pain. I got back just as you were looking for Tom.
We're going to need statements from all of you.
I've got a clinic in 10 minutes. They can't replace me. And Chris has got a shift.
Well, you'll both be given a time to report to the station, and you're coming with us.
If you phoned in sick, you might as well come to his appointment with him.
I promised I'd do this for him. And I'm doing it.
For what? So he can drive his girlfriend to the cinema? Take his mates to the beach? It's no use to him! Rizvan, it'll never be of any use to him!
Even if what Gillian says checks out, that only gives Chris a pretty flimsy alibi, doesn't it? I mean, his mum's already lied for him once.
Meticulous planning, that's what it is.
Hardly. She set herself on fire.
No, not that. I mean, the preparation, getting hold of Tom's gun, making the signature bullet. What sort of person is capable of planning that?
Hiya. Hello. Happy 18th for yesterday, sweetheart. Got your present, but I left it at home. It's been a bit... Well... Are you okay? Yeah, fine. It's just... saw you arriving and wanted you to know that we were running a bit late. I'll leave you with Chris.
Hello again, mate. All right?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Retailers and the boom in self-publishing. Today, on the 1 o'clock programme, we're going to continue that discussion, but from the point of view of readers. How are our habits changing?
Laura reckons he's been dead about an hour and a half.
Everything taken?
Not as far as we know. I used to think he must have disturbed an intruder, but that's all we've been able to get.
Flecks of grey paint. Until this morning, he was a suspect in a double murder inquiry. You're not telling me this is a random break-in. Urine-soaked trousers, dry carpet.
We've been moved. Laura never mentioned that.
Mrs. Naran. What happened?
You told me you'd been at the hospital. Do you know what time you got back?
Midday.
You didn't call us till 1:45.
I was with Nabil for a while and, I didn't find him straight away.
You said you couldn't be sure where Rizwan was.
No, he's not a murderer.
Aisha, listen, I know you've got to get Nabil settled with his carer, okay, but honestly, the best thing to do is just to get through these questions. Okay, then we're done. You can have some space.
Okay.
Did Rizwan mention any plans for today? Was he planning on meeting anyone?
No, he was here.
Had he been doing some work in the garage?
Yes.
Something.
If I hadn't taken this job, we wouldn't be spending all this quality time together. You'd be talking to a much less attractive DI.
Do you want the benefit of my professional opinion or not?
I want the benefit of all your opinions.
Well, I don't think you do, Ruby. Cause of death, cerebral hypoxia. But on closer examination of the neck, the furrow, for whatever's been used, is angled upwards. If I was to strangle you, a not inconceivable prospect these days, I'd pull the ligatures together like this, and it stays horizontal, see?
Yeah.
Whereas with hanging, body hangs from the bottom of the noose, and the furrow slopes upwards. And after that, he's been moved.
Are you sure?
No, I'm certain. From the way the lividity shifted, I'd say he was hanging maybe half an hour before they moved him onto his back.
Homicidal hangings do occur.
But they're rare. I think you're looking at a suicide dressed up as murder.
If it was suicide, there's no real reason to link it to the other two deaths.
No, they're definitely linked. Look.
What is it?
Paint analysis from the door frame at the pool. It's been repainted several times, first grey, then white, then a different shade of grey. It's an exact match for the colour sequence for the paint chips from the Naran's back door.
So the tool that was used to break into the pool was the same as the one at the Naran's?
Safe bet, I'd say.
And if we assume the same person was using the tool both times, then to find out who fired Tom Marston's gun into the pool, all we need to do is find out who faked the break-in at the Naran's. She found the body, so either she's part of it or she's the key to finding out who is. What? Makes sense, doesn't it?
No, it makes perfect sense. You remind me of someone I used to work for.
The phone company is sending through a list of recent calls, but they're being slow, so I'm just going to chase them up.
No, I need you in there. She trusts you. I was hoping you could leave. Do you mind sitting this one out?
Not at all. Good luck.
Yeah. We'd like to go back to the beginning, if that's all right. But this time, we need you to tell us what actually happened.
I don't understand.
Rizwan did this to himself.
No.
When somebody hangs themselves, the bladders give way. There was a mark on a beam in the garage with a stain underneath. He was obviously under a lot of pressure. You both were. What happened?
Well, I was supposed to do most of the caring, and He was supposed to go to work. That was the agreement that we had.
When you got home, you found him hanging in the garage.
We'd just got out the life insurance, and he must have known that he wouldn't pay out for suicide. How can I let him abandon us like...
He's a big guy, though. I'd have had trouble maybe being by myself. You had help, didn't you?
Actually, this is really important. We believe the person that helped you was involved in the murders of Thomas Marston and Alistair Stoke. Who was it?
You said I could have a solicitor. I'd like one now, please.
Must be someone close to Aisha, you know.
Well, the obvious choice is Jessica Tallison, but if we're saying that whoever helped Aisha was involved in both murders, it's not her. She was with me when Alistair Stoke was killed.
Aisha and Rizwan didn't kill Tom Marston, because they were with a Dutch lawyer the morning he was killed.
What do you think? They're all in it together, all three?
Sir?
Possible.
Sir, Aisha Naran's call list has come through. There's one at 12:03. It's an Oxford number.
Department of Neurosurgery.
Who am I talking to, please?
Through to the main desk of neurosurgery. Can I help you?
James?
Hold
What's
on.
this about a silent alarm at Rougemont Pool? They say it's been triggered.
Find out who they were speaking to.
Hi, this is DS Maddox. I'm from Oxford Police. Around midday. I need to know who she was put through to. Really?
Come on, Lorraine. Out you get.
Alistair made the same speech to all his new students. Surgery is controlled brutality. And the day that stops frightening you is the day you should stop doing this job. Problem was, he didn't believe it anymore. That's what made him dangerous.
You thought he was reckless, and that's why you killed him.
I'm a nurse. I have a duty to protect my patients.
And you framed Thomas Marston. Why? Because he'd given evidence in support of Alistair.
He lied. It was his fault. Alistair was still operating. And then when Tom came in for his cardiac procedure, there were his keys in the locker.
But you went to such lengths to incriminate him. You succeeded. What went wrong?
I got scared. Alistair was lying there. I had this shotgun. I planned to throw it in the river, but I couldn't move. And then I remembered this culvert that I used to play in when I was little. I didn't think anyone else knew about it but me, but then when we were driving back from A&E with Mum, I saw Tom coming out of the woods. He'd found the gun.
He worked out how he'd been framed.
No. But he would. So I asked to have a look at it.
And you turned the gun on him.
It was very quick, very humane.
There was nothing humane about what you did.
Tell us about Rizwan. You helped move him. It was your idea, wasn't it?
Yes. Aisha rang me at the hospital when she got back from our clinic appointment. I've always looked after that family. You've seen Nabil. Was I supposed to let that happen again?
So you based your entire little crusade, or whatever it is, on an event you hadn't even witnessed?
A year ago, I wouldn't have believed it. But something changed in him. He thought she was invincible. He started taking risks.
Why was he still regarded as one of the best in his field then?
Erica would say that.
What's it got to do with Erica?
She was the one who let him feel like he was God. She had no idea how to handle him.
Oh, but you did. You'd worked together for years. You were his work wife, but then along came Erica and he didn't need you anymore.
He was reckless. I saw it in operation after operation.
Why were his outcomes usually so good? Why does he have an office wall covered in thank you cards from grateful patients? Your colleagues have a nickname for you, do you know that?
Yes. The backseat surgeon. I have a duty. I only ever do what's right for my patients.
And which one of your patients asked you to play God? She won't let it go. She insists he was dangerous.
The man had one complaint in 30 years. How many would a copper get in that time?
You're comparing what we do to brain surgery.
Nah. Police work's much more complicated than that. Just solved your first murder as a DI. We're going out to celebrate.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Maddox can help you with all that. That's assuming she's sticking around.
She is.
There you go. Fetch your coat. Or, if you prefer, you could show us the photographs from your gap year at the cathedral.
I didn't go to the cathedral. I got to the village, well, the last village but one, and then I turned around and I came back.
You walked right across Spain to see a church and didn't go in.
Yeah. Quick pint at the Black Horse.
I think we can do better than that.
Well, I thought you'd given up on the canoe.
I never give up. Just found alternate means of production.
You paid someone to make it, didn't you?
Why not? I'm earning again.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's been horrific working with you, obviously.
Obviously.
But, I mean, thinking if it gets you out of the house in your old age, then I could possibly put up with you for a little longer.
Oh, that's good of you, James. That's really good of you.
National funding for Masterpiece is provided by Visit us at pbs.org/masterpiece to watch video and explore features, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. This programme is available on Blu-ray and DVD. To order, visit shoppbs.org or call us at 1-800-PLAY-PBS.